Hello again, Xena. To what do I owe this pleasure?
Hi guys, today I'm going to be doing a review of Xena Warrior Princess for the PS1. Yes, a licensed game. This is the game I was talking about in my PS1 Hidden Gems when I was saying there is actually a licensed game out there for the PS1 based on a TV show that's pretty awesome. Normally when I do a review, I try to be very objective and I have a set formula going through story and characters and music, gameplay, visuals, going through different categories and try to again, be as objective as possible. And I actually wrote a complete review of this game doing that and decided against it because, to be honest, to really give my honest discussion of this game, I have to be just unabashedly and unapologetically biased towards it. This is actually my favorite action-adventure game on the PS1. Yes, this Xena game right here, it's that freaking good. And a lot of it, though, it comes from just when I played it partially and also having a love for the series, but this is a game that since I played it in, what was it, 99 I believe when it came out, even since then I would suggest this to people who have never even seen Xena. If you are a Xena fan, this is an absolute must-buy. You have to own this game. If you like that series, get this game right now. But even if you're not, it's worth getting. And story-wise, it's very simple. You don't have to really have previous knowledge of the show. It's just Xena rescuing Gabrielle from another new evil power, and this time Calibrax, who's trying to sacrifice Gabrielle to create a new world order. A throwaway story just from, basically to make a set piece, something to drive Xena forward and give her an overall goal. And you spend your time going through 21 diverse levels, anything from an Amazon village, inside a keep, inside a labyrinth fighting a minotaur, going into the mountains, going up to Mount Olympus, you actually have a really cool level in Hades, fighting the undead, and fighting a dragon at one point, this crazy variety of levels, and there's so much to it. Overall, I have to say, one little caveat with the game, which will be more of a problem if you're a fan, is that they didn't get the original actors to any of the voices.
Cirrus, someone is going to regret this.
They're a little goofy.
Didn't your mother ever tell you not to play with matches? Who sent you here?
And dialogue's not that great, but to be honest, there's very little actual dialogue and acting throughout the whole game. It's such a small portion that it didn't even really bug me, even as a fan.
Okay, Valerian. Enough games. Where is Gabrielle?
She has been chosen for a very special ceremony. Her sacrifice will help establish a new world order. Yeah! But time is short and I must go to ensure her delivery.
You can run, but you can't hide.
And visually, the character models look a little blocky. Some of the environments, particularly early on in the game, look a little sparse. Visually, it's just kind of okay. But what really comes down to the best aspects of the game is the gameplay. And this is a very fast-paced action-adventure game, just constant movement, constant action. So the gameplay is absolutely the most important piece of the puzzle, and that's where the game is near perfect. It is accompanied by a pretty decent soundtrack that is reminiscent of the show without using too many actual tunes from the shows. Really, really fitting, and it adds to this action experience. You can roll around, jump around, do backflips, cartwheels, crazy kicking moves, fighting with your sword throughout all these levels. And it's really well implemented, feels very fluid, you have great control, it has a good balance between different enemy types, but where it really shines is the creativity of these levels. As you're going through, there are so many puzzles, and it's never a stop and pause and solve the puzzle. It's solve the puzzle as you go, as the action's happening. A perfect example is an early level where you are trying to make your way into a keep, and there's a catapult, a series of catapults aiming towards you, and you're dodging these blasts from these catapults while you're in this active environment, in this encampment, with men constantly coming after you, almost endlessly, while you're trying to use your chakram to cut down these 2 chains so you can lower the drawbridge and get in while all this is going on. And not only are you trying to do all these different elements while there's constant pieces of action happening all around you, you can also try and maneuver the attackers, maneuver the catapult blasts that are coming down to unlock secret areas, try and get in the way of these blasts to open secret areas and destroy different things, and there's secrets all over these levels. It is so much fun, and the creativity just keeps going with how all the different levels are laid out and how all the different puzzle elements interact with the action constantly. Another great example would be the level against the Cyclops. You end up on a beach with the Cyclops throwing rocks at you, and you have to dodge your way through, and first thing you can do is unlock a secret again. Try and have him throw a rock at you, and you jump out of the way, backflip, whatever, and get a secret, and you make your whole way winding up this mountainside while dodging all these rocks and avalanches, and when you get to him, you have to figure out that you have to try and get past his hand and shoot your chakram into his eye, and while he's rubbing his eye with one hand, get over and very quickly, before he can regain himself and take you up in his hand and destroy you, knock down his other hand, have him go down the mountain. And it just, there's always the constant interaction of strategy with a very fast-paced action. Really great fun game. And to me, the most fun aspect, and something that I feel is in so many ways completely unmatched in a lot of games from this time period, is the use of the chakram. The chakram is your agent of death. And it is the #1 tool in this entire game. You spend most of the game in this third-person action camera view, and then when you use your chakram, you enter first person and have direct control of the chakram while you're throwing it. You throw it, and then you can use the D-pad to control the chakram as it's going through the air, and you can guide it, and it won't stop unless it hits something, or it's an invisible barrier. If you go way too high into the sky, it will bounce off the clouds and come down. There's certain limitations, but it will just keep going, and it's a one-hit kill for a lot of different minor minions, and can do a lot of damage to some of the bosses. It is the #1 tool you use to solve lots of puzzles, and it's so much fun to just shoot this thing around the environment and kill people, and it's so much fun. You have so much control with it, and it's so much fun. It's such a great mechanic. I love one of the very first levels where you're rescuing people and going through the town, and you see the bad guys are holding the townspeople hostage, and you can use your chakram, go around a corner and get the guy, and he falls over, and just great mechanics with that. And you can really start to use this thing in creative ways that weren't really intended by the developer, because you have such control. As you get better, and in some of the more open levels, you can actually use it as a way of scouting ahead. You can throw the chakram, and after a while, when you get good with it, you can find ways of avoiding obstacles and actually work your way partway through a level with the chakram and see what's coming up ahead and do different puzzles in different manners than were originally intended. There's so much going on here. I mean, to be honest, it is just a plain, fun, easy to control game that has so many a whole different level of mastery beyond that. Anyone can pick this game up, anyone can play it, anyone can get good at it really quickly. It's so easy to get into while still providing enough challenge that it doesn't get boring. But then there's this whole level with using the chakram in different creative ways and solving puzzles in different ways that you can really add your own style to how you go about completing these levels, and the great just variety in environments and in boss fights. And it, to me, is absolutely an amazing, amazing game for the PS1. This, to me, is one of the best hidden gems for the system. And yeah, it's a licensed game based on a show. And again, you don't have to be a fan of the show to enjoy it. If you are a fan of the show, you have to go get it. You have to get it like right now. It is easily the best Xena game ever made. There was a Game Boy Color game, some DVD games and things like that, like the Choose Your Own Adventure type thing, and there was a PS2 game that was PAL only that was very poorly received. This is the one, shining example. I reviewed last year also the fighting game on the N64, and that was pretty good. But this is the real, true, shining example. This Xena game on the PS1 is honestly one of the better action-adventure games on that system, and you would not expect just a somewhat generic-seeming licensed game to be that, but it really is. It is a fantastic game, and it's so much fun.
Gabrielle, why is trouble always breathing down your neck?
It was all I could do to keep that thing from breathing on me at all. But I did hear him plotting with some renegade Amazons. Something about evil magic, human sacrifice, and a new world order?
I've heard there's an Amazon village nearby. Let's pay them a visit.